All right. Good evening. I hope I'm audible to all of you. And as we all know that we are here for the discussion on the topic of business analyst, the and opportunities what this sector has. Again, being a pharma graduate or a pharma postgraduate, how we are correlated with business analyst and how we can work out in this zone is the basic idea of today's seminar. So we are very much thankful to Suraj, who is here on a weekend giving his crucial time in order to guide you all that what are the various aspects when it comes to business analyst for a pharmaceutical background person. He'll be discussing in detail all the different aspects what a business analyst from a pharma background is supposed to do. So with regards to your queries during the session, if you have any queries, I suggest you can put it up on the chat box. So just type your questions and we'll be taking up all those questions one by one at the end. Again, next part of it at 30 minutes time point at 5:30 we'll be taking a 10 minutes break. So at 5:30 we'll have our first break, and then again from 5:40 we'll continue with the session. When you join in at 5:40, use the same link what was being given to you earlier, so you'll be able to join from the same link at 5:40 p.m. as well. So Suraj, it's handed over to you. Thanks a lot for your time on this weekend, and hopefully it will be serving their interests totally.
Yeah, thanks Dharmesh for setting up the base for this webinar. So good afternoon everyone, and I hope everyone is enjoying their home based on the situation that we have right now. So, and being a weekend, this would be a right time for us to think about and see what are the opportunities that exist with business analysis in pharma domain. So before we go into the webinar, I would like to set some ground rules. Uh, please mute all your mics when we are through the session so that there is no disturbance. And also, if you have any questions, as Dharmesh has already stated, that you can ask that in the chat box. So yeah. So moving on today's session. Before I hope the slides are visible to everyone. So before we understand about the process of like how a business analyst works and what are the requisites, let's first try to understand about the business analytics approach that a business analyst applies in his day-to-day activities. So what is basically a business analytics? Analytics is nothing but a process of converting data from multiple sources and converting that data into a meaningful insights with the use of tools and technologies. Now, in the pictorial representation, you could see that the data is coming from various different zones, and then you're applying certain tools and techniques so that you can understand the data, you can work on the data, and you can create some business insights on that. So this is a basic analytic process that every business analyst applies. Now let's drill down into deeper that why this business analytics is required. Now it might be this domain, for example, pharma domain or any other domain. Why is business analytics a required field? It helps you to answer the following question answers like what happened and how and why did it happen. Also, it talks about what is the current situation about the problem that we are trying to analyze, and it also focuses on the future of the situation. Let's take an example to understand it more clearer. For example, if you are trying to analyze that for a particular region, the drug that you are selling, for example, say in Delhi, you are selling a particular drug and it's showing poor results in the last 3 months. Then your problem question would be what happened? Why the sales is going down? Then you will start collecting the data and provide a reasoning that why it has happened. And is the situation going to be same like you are going to predict the future? So in a nutshell, you will be answering the following 4 things that I've highlighted here. So you would have heard many buzzwords about business analyst or business analytics uh, that closely resemble the business analytics. So one of them is the business intelligence. Then you
Suraj
would
sir,
have heard about
Suraj sir,
yes.
sorry for the interruption. I guess someone is making some sort of design on screen. You can disable annotations. You will have that option on your screen. So whatever the zigzag lines are visible on the screen, that will move away. Disable annotations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yes.
Dharmesh,
Yes.
for guiding me.
And
Yeah.
guys, who also ever is doing this, please stop this. We can actually find out who is doing this and we can remove them. So I request please stop it before we move that way. I'm sorry, so you can continue.
Yeah. So yeah, continuing, I was talking about the different buzzwords that are being closely that are resembling the business analytics. That includes business intelligence, decision science, data scientist, and blah blah blah. So there are a lot of things that are being talked in the market, and being a fresher, it's obvious that we would get uh, quite confused about what exactly it is. And it's not only the case with the fresher, but also with the experienced person. These terms are totally different. But however, don't worry about too much. There is not much difference about that, because at the end all of them supports the same goal, that is using tools and techniques and working on the data. Only the principles and the objectives might be different, but the basic techniques or tools that we used are similar in all the aspects. So focusing on this, let's focus on how it is done, because before we enter into any kind of analysis, we know that there are certain steps that we need to take care of. So what is the first step that we do while analyzing any business problem with an analytical view? So the first thing that we need to do is we have to identify a business problem or the objective. So what can be an objective? Now let's get back to the same example that I discussed earlier. There is a sales that is happening in Delhi, but that has recorded poor sales for a particular drug. Now that can be your objective, that there are poor sales in the particular region for a particular drug. Then the next step for you would be to collect the relevant data. So how you will collect the relevant data? The relevant data would be to see what are the sales figures that are available for that particular product from different. Yeah, may I request everyone to mute their mics, please. Thank you. So the second step, as I was talking, it is to collect the relevant data. So there may be for a
Hello.
company, there might be a different points where they could collect the data for the cells. For example, maybe a medical representatives, or maybe the pharmacies where the drug is sold. So the first job would be to collect the relevant data from the different sources and then apply tools and techniques. Now, tools and techniques can be any statistical method or a simple Excel-based analysis to arrive at the required numbers. So once we have the data in place, we have to analyze and interpret the data. Now, analyzing and interpreting the data would require different skill sets that we would be talking as we go along. But when we have a data at one place and when we have applied the tools and techniques, the main job starts, that is to analyze and interpret the data. Because we know that the data sets are very huge. For even say in terms of our drug cells, if we just take it by day, by month, or year by year, as soon as you increase the duration and your possibilities, the data size gets on increasing. So it's always important that you have to analyze and interpret the data properly. And then comes the last step, that whatever findings you have done based on your analysis and interpretations, you have to present those findings. Now, those findings can be presented either in the form of dashboards or in the form of visuals. So we are very, for a fresher, I would say that when we are in college, we are focused most only on the PowerPoint presentations. So that is one of the source of for us to represent the data. But when we come into industry, there are various ways that we can represent the data. So there are Excel-based tools, there are web-based tools, there are visualization tools, which would be talking in a short time. So this way we are using the technology to represent the findings that you are doing through this process. So in a nutshell, it starts with setting up the objective, collecting the data, applying certain tools and techniques, analyzing, and then presenting the findings. So this is the very holistic way of doing any analytics on data that helps you to arrive at the insights which would help to derive and run your business. So in pharma industry, let's now focus specifically on pharma where it is required. We know that a particular drug goes through a different phases of development, starting from the R&D where there is a preclinical and clinical development. Then it goes into a phase where it is evaluated in humans. And once the drug is approved for that particular, when it shows a clinical efficacy and safety, it is going for a regulatory phase where FDA or maybe any regulatory body for that particular country would be evaluating the drug for its safety and efficacy. Once the drug is approved, the company launches the drug in various markets. And once the drug is launched, then there are certain activities that a company has to take care to keep the product in the market and see uh, the product is doing good in the market. So this is a very basic drug development phase. So how business analytics is playing a role in different phases of this development. So this figure would help you to understand that how at each level the business analysis is helpful. Well, if I focus on research and early development, you could see that it helps us in disease state and target understanding. It helps us to identify the lead. We know that when we are doing any combinatorial studies and we are having a lot of molecules, so to analyze those data, a lot of algorithms and a lot of analysis has to be done at the back end to arrive at the required target. And then once we arrive at the target, based on that we can definitely work on a particular lead molecule, and we can go with the one molecule rather than working on the 100 molecules that have been explored. So this process definitely helps there. Then it helps in clinical dose and endpoint selection. Then it helps in portfolio management. Now, what is portfolio management? For example, if in a particular for a particular disease area, there might be one drug that a company exploring. But when we take it at the therapeutic area level, for example, cardiovascular. Now, cardiovascular is a big umbrella, and under that, a particular company might be exploring a drug for heart failure, might be exploring a drug for atrial fibrillation, and maybe other cardiac disorders. So when we collectively look at them, it is called as the portfolio of that particular company. So a business analysis is required at each level to understand the portfolio, that how the portfolio is doing, whether it is going in the right direction or not. So it's all based on the data that is generated when the drug is being developed. Similarly, as a drug moves into a development phase, when it is in regulatory phase, so there are a lot of things that has to be taken care of, such as protocol optimization of a clinical trial, then trial site recruitments, then how the planning and the execution of the trial is going on, then are there any safety surveillance that are in place at the trial sites. So these are the few places where a business analyst can help in. Then followed by that is the manufacturing and supply chain. Now we know that before a launch of a drug, a company has to be launch ready. Launch ready in the sense they should have a sufficient drug manufactured and the capacity that as soon as the drug is launched, they should be able to supply to the market. So whatever activities that are planned for a manufacturing supply chain, all are data driven. And to help them plan properly, a business analysis is done on each aspect so that a specific insights can be driven, and a particular team who is taking care of manufacturing or supply chain can take decision based on that data points. Then once the drug is launched and it is into market, the next race starts for the market access. Now, as we know that in US, payers are playing a major role in market access. They define the pricing of the drugs, and so even business analysis is able to support in market access. They help us to plan the field force effectiveness, then commercial spend optimization, then customer engagement, and understanding and optimizing the real world outcomes. And also, when we say internally, it's not helping the drug only to support from end to end, but also there are various functions that are running within a pharmaceutical company. And each company is generating a data on day-to-day basis, and they have to make decisions based on that. So business analysis is required at each phase so that specific insights would be driven. For example, if there are we need to plan the capacity of a particular manufacturing plant, and are we over budget, are we over capacity, or are we below. So that kind of analysis is also based on the trends that is happening with the country and the need that is in the market. Even for forecasting the sales of a particular drug, or maybe in the case of capital investment that is required for a particular company. So forecasting excellence is also one of the very important aspect that a business analysis is required. And then comes the competitive intelligence. Now, competitive intelligence is also one of the important aspect of this, because you need to track your competition, what they are doing, what sales they are generating, what activities or social media things they are doing. So all these things give are available in the form of data, and that data has to be analyzed. So in a nutshell, if we see in every aspect how a pharmaceutical company or how a drug is developed, in every aspect by one or the other way, a business analysis approach is used and it is impacting the business. So who is a business analyst? And I know this is the topic of today's discussion. So I think the topic, the base that I've said earlier would help us to understand the context of today's discussion. So who is a business analyst? Anyone who analyzes and understands the data. Anyone who applies tools and techniques to create interconnections. Now let's focus on the interconnection. As I said in my earlier slide, that the data is coming through various different sources. For any kind of problem that you're trying to solve, it's not necessary that the data would be coming from one source. there are multiple sources. As you are aware that even for you to work on any kind of analysis, say for your research projects that you would have done in your last year of masters, you have not focused on only one data source. You would have collected the data from different sources, maybe PubMed, from your earlier research theses, or through talking your seniors, or through your professors. So these are different sources, and how you are collecting that data at one place, how you are applying tools and techniques, that's the basic thing that a business analyst makes a difference. Then, as I said, one who converts the data into actionable insights. Now, this is very important. As a business analyst, it's very important for us to not just work on the data, but also to able to create some actionable insights out of it. It is because different data points are nothing unless we analyze them and try to make some logic out of it. So it is very important for us as a business analyst to convert the data in such a format that we can generate insights and recommendations out of it. So most of the consulting firms are able to generate the insights or policies based on the analysis that is done through the at the back end. And this data is to be utilized to outline the problem, opportunities, solutions for business, and report them back to the stakeholder. So it's not just ends at your table. It is how you are communicating that data to your stakeholders. That is an important journey, and that will completely would be a job profile for any business analyst. Starting from identifying a problem, then identifying the exact resources of data, where the data can be, then collating that data at one place, then applying certain techniques and tools on that, and analyzing and interpreting the data, doing some possible connections, and at the end, creating reports and submitting their findings to the stakeholders. So it's in a nutshell, that is what I have explained the role of business analyst. So I think for this first session, we would stop here, where we have just focused on the business analyst process and who is a business analyst. And in the second half of this session, we would focus on the role of business analyst and how the career of a business analyst looks like in a pharmaceutical domain. So with this, I hand it over to Dharmesh.
So, should we break it over here or should we continue for another 5 to 7 minutes, sir? As per your convenience. We can break it over here as well, or else we can continue another 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, we can. I think we can break for
15 minutes. We get back at
yeah,
5:35.
yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So everyone will get back at 5:35. You can click on the same link and join again. We'll be continuing the session ahead from here at 5:30 exactly. You can start logging right from 5:35. We'll be resuming the session from 5:40. So don't worry. Thank you.